Welcome to our channel. Today is December 31st, 2023. We are going to today talk to our first guest of our podcast, Michael. Just a little bit about Michael. Michael and I, we work together, and he's actually a friend of mine. So I hope you enjoy our conversation. We're going to talk about an array of different things. His time in Vietnam, his childhood, his girlfriend and relations here in Vietnam with a Vietnamese girl. So stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, we are here with Michael. Hello, Michael. What's up, man?
Okay, how's it
Good
going?
to see you, mate. Everything's all right?
See you at work very soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Michael and I met at work, and he just moved to Vietnam about 5 months ago. So I'm really interested in his story. I hope you are interested in his story. So Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Okay, well, as you know, from Liverpool. My accent has been confusing people for the past 5 months. They don't believe I'm English. Confuses people in England. So, you know, anyone knows the accent understands what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've been here for 5 months. And before that, I was working in a factory for 12 years, Jaguar Land Rover. And for a good 7 years of that time, I did have this dream on the back burner that I would always talk to about people. Oh, I'm gonna get a TEFL, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And it got to the point where people didn't believe me that I was gonna do it because I was procrastinating all the time. I don't have the money, I can't go now because what if it fails, and then I haven't got the job that pays good money. And then eventually a good friend of mine gave me a laptop and bought me the TEFL course as a gift. Because they could see how my life was getting me down. It was becoming stagnant. It literally was Groundhog Day, day after day. Every weekend the same, every work day the same. You know, I've got a great family there, and I love the people in Liverpool. But you know, I've lived more of a life in 5 months here than I have done in the past 10 years in Liverpool. So I mean, I know it's a cliche to say that, you know, I've not looked back, but I really haven't. You know, I've been through a roller coaster of emotions. I've experienced things, in 5 months that, as I say, I just wouldn't have done in another decade in Liverpool. And I think my life would have been the same there.
Interesting.
No.
Yeah. Interesting, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how old are you?
Just turned 40.
You're 40?
Don't tell.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Look how young he looks. Oh my God.
Mind blown.
Right? Insert the mind blown, right?
Eat your greens, kids.
I'm also 40 as well. So we actually are the same age. So that's cool, man.
But we get a lot of sleep, you can tell. You can tell.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So, share your favorite childhood memory with us. One childhood memory.
Oh yeah, well, I'd have to say, probably going the cop. Anfield with my dad as a kid. Those that know, you know, it's Paul Liverpool Football Club, and the cop was, it isn't the cop anymore. It was full standing. Scary experience as a kid, but yeah, exciting to watch your team there. As everyone knows, who knows anything about football knows the cop. So yeah, and then obviously going to Camelot theme park with my mother and family. Yeah, I was still too scared to go on after rides, but I like the theme park. So
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. Well, who do you support in footy?
Liverpool. That would be
Liverpool. Show that again. Show that to the camera.
Liverpool.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Liverpool, baby. I love it. I love it. All right. So, what are the common myths about UK?
That we're all. I guess. When I watch American programs, they think everyone that's English is posh and drinks tea. And then when you see what kind of degenerates we are, I guess the opinion changes. Yeah, that's a common myth. I guess. that were very, I guess to say that the old fashioned perception that English people are very stoical and stiff upper lip. I mean, I guess maybe historically, yeah, you could say, but nah, I think you know we're quite an extrovert culture now. I would
Okay.
say, yeah.
Okay. So, I will say this. The UK, I've been to the UK before. The UK is great. London's great. I've only been in London. I've never been to Liverpool,
Yeah.
you know? So, but I've heard really crazy stories about Liverpool. Is there a story you can tell me about Liverpool?
Oh, yeah, I could tell you a lot. Specifically, I guess, I guess it's just a general. So the further you go up north, I think, Liverpool, Newcastle, I think what would surprise people is the amount of emphasis that people live their lives on the weekends. Like, I think in Liverpool, weekends aren't for resting, they're for partying 24/7. And I think compared to Vietnam, I think if the Vietnamese came on a night out in Liverpool, I think that would be shock. Yeah, like, just how much people let loose and like, so every weekend feels like a festival. But then also, you know, we've got like, there was a time, you know, when Liverpool come back with the fifth European Cup. There was over 1 million people in the street. They were on roofs. They were climbing on Lampo. I mean, it was just, it was a sight that I've never seen before. I mean, I think we've got an energy in Liverpool that I think would take people by surprise. And you know, it's the friendliest city in the UK. Mine and a lot of people's opinions. I think best sense of humor too. Um,
Yeah,
Best looking people. But,
I've actually never met anyone
yeah,
from
yeah,
Liverpool except for you. So that's
yeah.
interesting. So that's cool, man. So why Vietnam?
Um,
Like
well,
like like oh,
yeah,
let me rewind. Hit the rewind button. So you moved to Vietnam
yeah,
5 months ago.
yeah.
Why?
Okay, so as I previously said about the TEFL course, but then it was just deciding where to go. Actually, the place I was always going to go was Cambodia because I'd done a charity cycle in Cambodia in 2008. And then I just thought, no, don't fancy Thailand. Why go back to Cambodia? Let's look at some YouTube videos on Vietnam. And I thought, I'll be honest, it was a complete gamble. I didn't know what to expect. And now that I know the difference between Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, I think I've made the right choice. I mean, it's a different world to Cambodia for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I will say as well, like even when I arrived, I had no idea what to expect
Yeah,
here. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I I didn't know. I
yeah,
had no picture.
yeah.
And I think most people who come or who think about Vietnam, they have no idea what
No,
Vietnam is
no,
about, right?
no, not at
So
all.
I don't know. I would say that's why we started this channel is
Yeah,
because we want to tell you about Vietnam,
yeah,
right? We want to show you real life people
yeah.
and real life foreigners who are here in Vietnam, such as myself. And as well, we will bring on other Vietnamese to show you how they are as well. But right now, like, I'm showing you guys exactly what it's like to be here.
Mm.
Michael is a prime example, man. So again, tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I work of an events in the English Centre. And although it's, you know, 4.5 hours of an evening, give or take, it's there is work to take home. We teach kids to have finished their school day, and then they go to the centre, do more extra English lessons. And yeah, I do for a very, very big centre, which I'm grateful to work for. Actually, been very good to me. Um, so yeah, and then I try and I think the biggest shock for me was working the weekends. So I've gone from having a lifestyle I had at the weekend at Liverpool of just like carefree. It's the weekend. Let's just go crazy. But that's changed to some extent. But it's balanced out with the amount of things that I can do here just on a normal day and the options that I have in front of me in Vietnam. It's so condensed here in Hanoi that anything that you want a specific club or gym, activity, restaurant, bar, you haven't got to go far. And it's like it's like back home, I guess. People talk about, there's a new restaurant opening or this, that, and the other, and everyone goes there and everyone goes to this place. But here it's like, you know, you could places like that are like a dime a dozen. I mean, like they really are. And you don't necessarily find your little spots because you can always look for new places to go, new gyms to go to. I mean, your options here are endless. So yeah, okay, I work the weekends, but actually, I wouldn't swap it to having the weekends back. You adapt to it. And I've adapted to it now. And it's a faster life. It's a lot faster than my life back home. But would I swap it? Again, no, I wouldn't, because my life back home was going at 2 miles an hour. Now I go 200 miles an hour, and it's a nicer feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in outside of Vietnam would think that Vietnam is very slow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
yeah, at points it is really slow.
Mm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you have a lot of downtime,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of slow time, but Vietnam is different when it comes to, like, if you're in the north, if you're in the south, if you're in central,
Mm.
various degrees of like of fast pace and slow pace, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So, when did you actually arrive in Vietnam?
August the 21st. And we spent one week of, like, you get the orienteering week with the agent, with the agency, Explore Asia. Yeah, that's right. Ho Chi Minh City, where we go to classes every day and just basically to prepare you for Vietnam. They'll do a few lessons in the language, lessons about the roads. But I mean, as we all know, I mean,
Yeah.
the rest, the lessons in the road are useless. I mean, I guess it's just you just got to find out for yourself on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe he was actually standing there with a PowerPoint showing us rules about Vietnam roads. It's like, listen, you're wasting your time on this one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they cushioned us in pretty well. And I think the benefit to going through that route, like myself and Alex, who works with us also, is that you meet people who can become, a bit of a social bubble and a safety net if you need to speak to someone or need a bit of help with something. I originally got advised to do it all on my own without an agency. Just go find a school on your own. And I'm so glad I didn't do it that way. It might cost you more going through an agency. It will, but it's worth every penny because there's people to fall back on, there's people to phone. You meet friends. So
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Can you say that one more time? Because I think that the viewers need to hear that.
Yeah.
That what you just said.
The it's worth every penny going through an agency to come to teach English rather than trying to do it on your own. If you have a group of mates or friends or a girlfriend, boyfriend who's also done the course, maybe, yeah, that's a bit easier. You go together, so you're there for each other. But I wouldn't recommend anyone tries to do it on their own because they could end up in a backstreet school, maybe not get paid with the wrong agency. But you go through a company, I only know one, so I'm not saying they're the best, but I went through Explore Asia, but there's many more out there. Go through that because they're always there as your safety net. They can advise you all the time if you have any problems, and they introduce you to about 20 people who are in the same boat as you, going to the same place. It just makes sense. It's more money, but I mean, if you save for a couple more months, then it's worth doing.
Yeah, I actually have met people who actually have done what you do, actually. And I didn't personally do that. I actually did it the other way.
Okay. Yeah. Exception to
Yeah,
the rule.
I actually did it the other way. I'm crazy,
Yeah,
but it actually worked for me. I mean, we actually ended
yeah,
up at the same place, right?
yeah. Fair
So
enough.
yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So at
But
the
like that's why I say it's only my perspective. Maybe I don't know. Flip a coin to it.
yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like, I feel like if you're nervous about coming to Vietnam or traveling at all, I would absolutely make sure that I would go
Michael.
I would go with an agency rather than do it by myself. See, I had traveled the world. I was traveling the world. So I was used to kind of, doing things by myself,
Mm,
But like with an agency, it just makes it so much easier. You
mm,
can actually contact someone, you can send all your details there, and then that way they can take care of it. They can do all the looking for you, talking, and then translating. And that's the biggest thing is translating, right?
mm.
Because Vietnamese are starting to learn English. So that's why we work at an English center, right? English, what are your thoughts about English in Vietnam in general?
Yeah. Well, we've had this conversation before about the syllabus that they teach. But I think it's funny sometimes that you will meet Vietnamese people who I've met one recently, actually, my friend's girlfriend, who speaks like she's actually a translator, so you can tell she could speak good English, but her accent is like it's as American as you, but she speaks English perfectly. So the first time I met her, with Mark, my friend, I genuinely thought she was American, and that's what you'll find. It's places like Amsterdam as well, places where they grow up and they learn English from the TV. And I guess now that I've got to know some of the further courses like the IELTS and stuff, it's more progressive. But English in Vietnam is when you think that how many people live here, like 10 million Hanoi, the amount of people that can speak or at least try to speak a little bit of English, it kind of it humbles you being an English guy because back home, like we don't put any effort into speaking other people's languages, and I think that's where the West can be a bit ignorant sometimes. Like there's so many people out here learning our language, but we don't offer them the same. Yeah, it's my
Yeah, no, I totally agree with him as well. Yeah, we don't share the same courtesy
yeah,
as a Westerner as
yeah,
Vietnamese or outside of the West that they treat us, right?
yeah,
Or,
yeah,
or
yeah,
English
yeah.
speaking, right? So, all right. So Michael here has a girlfriend. She's Vietnamese. And so we both have Vietnamese girlfriends. And so tell us a little bit about how you and your Vietnamese girlfriend met.
So it was actually it was a night where Liverpool and Everton were playing, and now my friend Alex, my flatmate and co-worker, he was out somewhere with friends, and I got an invite, but it was a couple of miles away. And then I got an invite with other friends the other direction, which is a couple of miles away. So it was after the game. I didn't want a heavy night. I didn't want a long night. So I went to a local bar, thought I'll have one drink, go home, just like a nightcap. And I was sat in a booth, and a girl comes over, and I remember she's wearing double denim, and I thought, like, she looks great in a double denim. So she said, "Did anyone sat there?" Of course. And yeah, I mean, it's honestly the best so far. You know, the best relationship I've ever had. I can honestly say it's a wholesome relationship. I do love the girl. I do. I don't. I just said the name stupidly as well, which
okay.
is
No, it's okay. What's her name? What's her name?
Koyan. But I always, because of my accent, sometimes it's easier to say Koyan than Koyan. But she won't mind. But yeah, that's great. And it's, you know what, I think it's also, the, and I wanted to, that's something that I can see lasting for, long time, if not ever. But I wanted to say that, that there's a perception, I think, a misconception back in the West that I don't know, like Westerners come to Vietnam, and people have this incorrect image, and possibly maybe like an insulting image, really, that all girls just throw themselves at Westerners, and it's just really not like that. I think I find them to be girls with principles, wholesome, and personally, I can only speak from personal experience, but the most sort of, if you like, exactly the word. If you like, the most trustworthy I've met, and yeah, wholesome, I would say. But yeah, I'm very happy, and yeah, perfect.
So his hello, Kuyen. So, how long have you and Kuyen been together?
Known each other, I think, maybe 3.5 months. And I know that doesn't seem long in like UK terms or America terms, but for me, I think, as I said to you before, life moves faster here than back home. And I think, we both knew we were right for each other from pretty early stage. So I think we both just decided there's no point in dragging things out, and so we made it official maybe after a couple of months. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ecstatically happy with the best relationship I've been in, and so it's another reason why I love Vietnam, and why my life, people like her and people like Kevin and the other friends I've met, and just the general population have improved my life. But she has massively as well.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't into Vietnamese girls before I came, and now with Nun, she changed my life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if you want a stable relationship,
yeah,
stable
yeah.
relationship, Vietnamese girls, women are the best, man. I promise you. Vietnam, very amazing, very underrated. Would you agree?
Yes, yes. I think, like, at the risk of repeating myself, I think you find if you find the right ones, the most loving, trusting, wholesome females, and beautiful. So yeah, totally agree. Kevin's happy with his relationship, more than happy with mine, and I guess we're proof that maybe even there's something wrong in the culture in the UK and America. I don't know. I don't know the answers to that, but you feel like this is the way it should be
Yeah,
with a relationship. That's the way I feel.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. I totally agree. Uh, everything he said. I'll just say that because yeah, the women here when you're dating here, they're so feminine.
Yeah.
You know, they're so feminine and they're so respecting. You know, like that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
Like I agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so tell me, like, what are you passionate about?
Other than my new life, obviously, I mean, really, I train a lot, exercise, read, books, but yeah, I'm really like, I've found a new footing with me training. I think for some reason being here, I've trained better, I've trained harder, I've eaten better, I've definitely eaten better.
The food is good here.
Yeah. And,
Clean,
yeah,
clean food.
yeah. Yeah, and if you're into sort of meditation like myself, there's beautiful lakes you can go to. We are by one right now, and you can just ponder. I mean, there really is like it's limitless in terms of whatever you're passionate about, you can find it here. But yeah, right now I'm passionate for the future. To sound sappy and yeah. And seeing where that goes. But yeah, as I say, my hobbies have exponentially improved since coming here. And the hobbies that I didn't like to have, but I loved, like sitting in my mum's box room for 8 hours when I wasn't in work while watching Netflix and drinking beer. I mean, that back home was a hobby, believe it or not. But that hobby's gone now because, it feels like I've got a life.
So, like, what do you like most about Vietnam?
Well, that's a tough question. Like, I think, yeah, that trade changes all that. I think I'd have to say that personally, the fast pace of life. No, I'm someone that doesn't like to, if I sit still too long, I get the wobbly leg or I get fidgety if I've slept for too long. So I think it's the fast pace of life. And I think it's just the general buzz. Like I couldn't, I don't like the quiet roads or anything like that. I like the hustle and bustle. But I guess ultimately number one, I'd have to say the people for sure. And that's something that we can leave in. I'd say the people. I mean, for instance, I woke up with a broken phone last month, and the phone here means everything. My money is on the phone. I can't access my money. I can't reply to work emails. I can't book a Grab, which anyone who lives here know that that's a nightmare if you don't drive a scooter. So my day was ruined and I had to be in work in a couple of hours. I went into a shop that didn't even advertise repairing phones. I go in there and he's looking at my phone. He sells a few bits and bobs, but he doesn't repair phones. And then he says, "Is it under warranty?" Say, well, it is, but it's in the UK, so it's useless. And his wife comes out, take a seat. The guy comes out. I'm going to open up your phone. Okay, yeah, do what you want. You might as well, it's broke. And then he sat there for 2 hours with a soldering iron. Said it's had a short circuit. Charged me like 200k, which is nothing. And my phone's working again. Now, in the UK, maybe you'll find someone to fix your phone, but
Wow.
you'll have to put your phone in. You'll have to sign things. It'll take a few days, 48, 72 hours. Here, like the people can't be more helpful. Like honestly, so number one thing I like about Vietnam has to be the people.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Like like even for glasses, right?
Mm.
Uh, it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get
Yeah.
glasses, right?
Mm.
But in the US, it takes 3 weeks,
Oh yeah, yeah,
a month,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah, in Vietnam, they don't really worry about all that fluff,
yeah,
all the red tape. They just get it done for you,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So that's it, you know?
yeah.
All right. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So I will say, what are you most proud of? What are you most proud of?
Uh, since being here or before? Um,
Yeah. Let's say
yeah,
being in Vietnam. What are you most proud of?
I think the circle of people that I've connected with. Um, you know, it's the old saying, you judge by who your friends are, that kind of thing. And I think I've got a good network of people around me uh, who they know they can phone me, I can phone them. Obviously, obviously I met a girl, Koyen, and so I'm proud of that. But I think again, like to repeat my answer from the last question, has to be the people. Um, yeah, that's improved my life 100-fold as
Yeah.
well. Um, I can't say, yeah, I can't say any, speak of the people here highly enough that I've met, both Westerners and Vietnamese, has to be said.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Vietnam is pretty cool, man. I mean, like it's more than pretty cool. Don't get me wrong.
Mm,
It's that's a little, you know.
yeah,
Vietnam is cool, guys. I
yeah,
mean, let's be real. Like this is why I had to get on YouTube to show
yeah,
someone, dude, this place
yeah,
is, and show
yeah,
people, man, like real people. Like we live here. We are doing this 100%. We want you guys to come out here now because your life will just change.
yeah.
How has your life changed since being in
Oh,
Vietnam?
massively. I think it's the first time in the past 15 years that I've genuinely felt like free, like you can do anything. I know that again, that's a cliche, but if you want a country where you're not constantly suffocated by red tape, you're not constantly asked to be filling forms for things, you're not constantly told there's a procedure to go through for this, and if you're not constantly like you don't feel constantly policed, you walk around and the place is so chilled. It doesn't need huge security guards telling you to wait there before you come in. Everyone's really chilled. I've seen, like, even on nights out, you get talking to people from America, from Australia, and sometimes you make friends with them. I mean, uh, I know, and that's the kind of thing that normally only happens on holiday. That's if you go on holiday, you say, "Oh, met some guys on holiday. They were cool. They're from US or Australia. We'll keep in touch." But here, that's like a daily thing.
Yeah,
It's it's
for
it's
sure.
it's chilled.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like to piggyback on that, like for sure, that's the different thing.
mm,
Like where I'm from in California, uh, in Southern California, like, there's a big difference. In San Diego, it's a pretty multicultural like background, you know. But like even here in Vietnam, people wouldn't think that it's pretty multicultural, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah,
They think it's more Vietnamese and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
a little bit of
yeah,
foreigners. No, guys, there are over 100,000 foreigners in Vietnam.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's a little bit compared to like Thailand or whatever,
yeah,
but Vietnam is pretty busy, man. I
yeah,
mean, like there's a lot of us over here, you know?
yeah, yeah. And the Vietnamese welcome you into their social circles. You go out with them for drinks. But yeah, it's yeah. Say like I think me and Kev agree on that.
Yeah, and so I'm just looking at my notes here, guys. So when you see me looking
Yeah.
down, I'm just looking at my
And
notes
I'm
here.
looking at my beers.
All right, guys. So yeah, last so so what are your future plans in Vietnam?
Month or maybe month and a half, 2 months. Say for the first month, my plan was always I'll spend a year in Vietnam and then I want to go to maybe Korea, or well, somewhere else, maybe Korea. But now, wholeheartedly, I want to stay in Vietnam for sure. I feel like I built something here, and I want to continue to strengthen the bonds I've made. With friends, with my relationship going well, with the job, and so I see leaving here after 12 months as a bit of a silly move. So yeah, I just want to continue teaching, and maybe I'll end up branching out a bit more, getting to know more of Hanoi. And yeah, I'm here to stay. That's a long-term goal.
Hey, that's true. I agree. I've lived here for almost 4 years, slightly under 4 years. Dude, Vietnam is
Yeah.
legit.
Well,
It's
that's it.
legit. I'm telling you guys, it's
Yeah.
legit.
That's it.
Uh,
If this crazy guy can stay here for 4 years, then I can squeeze some more time out of it. So,
so, in conclusion, um, what advice would you give anyone thinking about coming to Vietnam?
well, I can only speak from my own personal experience. But if you're in that job and hating it every day and going into work every day, moaning to your co-workers about every inch of the job, like we were, and you've got even the tiniest incentive to do something else. Listen, ask yourself if teaching English, which is a fun job as well, by the way, it's fulfilling. If your job now that you moan about and that you say you hate every day, if any one of you says that the job you've got now and you don't know what to do in life is better than coming here and teaching or doing something else, then you're crazy. So yeah, that's the best advice I can give, and that's just from personal experience, I think. But if you're scared to make the jump, then just do it, because at the end of the day, you can always get another job unless you're earning six figures and it's a job you can't afford to lose. Like, just jack the job off, because no matter how much you think you might be earning, if you're miserable, then you need another country. You need to try again. I needed to try again and did, and it worked. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. Like, guys, Vietnam is like before I even came to Vietnam, I wanted to make sure that I came to a place that really valued me and that I really cared for and that I valued so much, right? But I knew nothing about Vietnam. I thought people here were lived in like little huts or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
You
that's
know what
the
I mean?
perception. That's
Like
the
little
perception.
shacks and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And yes, they do. Don't get me wrong. But in the countryside, they live in like
yeah.
shacks, but not so much, right? Vietnam has come up quite a bit, guys. And so yeah, I mean, we live in the big city, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So we live in the
yeah.
capital. So we're in Hanoi currently right now. So, and how's the weather actually?
It's funny because I've been getting laughed at because I'm that too. Like, if any Brits are watching, especially people from up north, it's like the first bit of sunshine, even if it's cold, you put your Bermuda shorts on, you put your polo shirt on, your sandals. It has, like, even though we're entering the cold months in Hanoi, which last a few months, um, it's really not that bad,
Yeah.
like, at all. Like, I mean, go and look at your iced up car outside, and you go or turn your car on for 10 minutes before you set off. None of that here. Yeah, there's a cold breeze, does get cold, don't get me wrong, but not on the level that it does in the UK or certain areas, certain parts of the States. It's not even on the same level. So I'd say that even though it is better down south, in Vietnam. If you do want 12 months of sun, I'd say this few months of cold is completely bearable, and it's actually quite refreshing. It's nice. It brings new smells. It's crisp. It gives you a break from the sun, and some people actually enjoy it. I do because I like to run, so you can run. Like when it's a bit cool, you can run. You warm up after 10 minutes. Whereas if you try to run in the summer, then you're best off running at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning. But at the moment, it's any time of day you can go out and exercise or walk without sunscreen and all that sort of stuff. So it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, the difference between Hanoi and Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City is Ho Chi Minh City is south, and that's really, really humid and hot. And then here in Hanoi, the capital, it is very it has multiple different climates. So it could rain, it could the same day it could be um clear, sunny, blue skies. But yeah, it's right now it's December 31st and I mean, you can see what we're wearing, right? It's not hot, it's not cold, it's kind of temperate right now.
Yeah.
So anyways, all right, Michael. So, man, brother, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, man. Last but not least,
Yeah.
man, where can people find you?
Um, uh,
Like social media.
All of me photographs. I've got over 1,000 there of Vietnam if you're interested in seeing that as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, bro, you guys need to check this guy out. He's a very interesting guy. Like, this guy right here is solid people, man.
If you
So,
want to talk about aliens, we can do that. Yeah.
so guys, thank you guys for paying attention and focusing on us. We really love you guys. Thank you for the first episode watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Gav.
All right. And finally, every guest that comes on to Viet Talk with Kev, we are going to have them sign and put a little note to Vietnam. Just their love, their appreciation, their thankfulness, whatever they feel, we're gonna put it in here. They're gonna sign it, put a little note in there to Vietnam, to you, and maybe in 1 year we will, with after all of our guests, we will give this to you. We'll raffle it off to someone. So someone who's one of our subscribers. So yeah, Michael, you're the first one, man.
First one.
You're the first one. As you can see, it's brand new.
Switch through.
Here's your pen, mate.
Okay.
Let's go like that. And there it is.
First signing, it can only go up from here. Okay.
Dear Vietnam, you could. So our guests are just going to put whatever they want in here to you guys, to a lucky viewer who's going to get this book in a year's time. And every year we will do this. So yeah, this is for you guys. Thank you for looking and watching and supporting us, Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Dear Vietnam, thank you for welcoming me with open arms. And I hope one day you will understand what I'm saying to you. And then YNWA, which a lot of people may know, you'll never walk alone.
See you guys in the next one.
Bye.